what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie all day. So here's a different kind of video. This is kind of like a some of us get jealous, so we have to fix it video. So one of my costumes that I do is the Maverick from Top Gun. I do his bomber jacket with the aviators and the movie hat and the whole thing, the cowboy boots and the jeans. And I'm wearing this jacket one day, and this lady comes up to me and she says, "Oh, my son was a pilot too." And I'm like, "Oh no, this is just I'm showing her that it's the movie." And she's like, "Oh my gosh," she goes, "He wears the same thing, the jacket with his patches." And the patches are generally like the schools you went to. If you're a pilot, that's like your schools, your missions, whatever, things like that, what you flew. And it's really cool because it's like, this was me. This is what I did, what I accomplished with this one thing. So it's not like they don't put their basic training patch on there. They put their flight school. Everything has to do around that one thing. And or anything that has to do with the missions. Like if they were sent to Afghanistan and they were certified in this or this or this, they put that on there along with all their air stuff because they piloted during that campaign. And I was an MRAP driver, right? I was a mission team, it was called, in Afghanistan. And I went to school. I went to a school called Force Protection down in South Carolina and graduated there, got my diploma. And that's what I did. I drove MRAPs and Cougars and MAT-Vs and Max Pros and anything that was basically an armored vehicle. I pretty much drove it. That was my thing. And when you see like the pilots wear their little bomber jackets with the furry collar and it's really cool. They're pilots in planes. They are air combat where we are ground combat. And an MRAP driver, we're basically the pilots of the ground. We pilot our rigs, our trucks. And we get shot more. We get hit with IEDs and things like that. So it was a shame to me that the pilots get to have these cool jackets with all their patches, but we don't. So I fixed it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the patches for everything I was involved with in my Afghan campaign. So I wanted to make my own pilot jacket, and I'm really happy with it. I'm really proud of it because it's everything that I did. It's me. It's my schools, my training, my certificates, my unit, everything in one place. And I think it came out pretty badass. And right now it's like the only one. So if you're an MRAP driver and you drove in combat, you got to put together one of these jackets. It's just awesome. So I found this leather Levi's jacket, brown leather Levi's jacket, and the quality is just, first of all, top notch. It's awesome. It's not a bomber jacket. It doesn't have fur, but we're going to save that for the pilots. We're going to let them keep that. All I needed was a leather jacket, a brown leather jacket, to make this completely work. So on the back of the jacket, across the top, there's right there, U.S. Army veteran. There's my unit patch, and that Massachusetts, that's where I served, was Massachusetts. That's where I was from. On the sleeve, on this side, you see combat veteran, Afghanistan. On this side, you're going to see combat lifesaver, because I was a combat lifesaver. Yes, I am certified with FEMA, and I was certified for that mission, so that's why it's on this jacket. Now remember, if you want to put together a jacket, whatever you put on your jacket, it better be something that you were actually involved with, that you were trained in, that you actually did, because we take stolen valor pretty serious. So every single thing on this jacket, I have a certification for. I have a title of achievement for. I have paperwork to go with every single thing that's on here. where I can prove that this was me. I did all this. I actually trained in there, and you can see my everything. So below this patch, I just put on the, I know it looks forward, but remember how like the letters are backwards. It's on the right sleeve. The flag going that way. Now, when I joined the Massachusetts Army National Guard, and that is a Army National Guard patch. This is the U.S. Forces Afghanistan. This I have in a plaque over there. On this side, on the sleeves. All right, so we got combat. Wait, that's the same sleeve. wait, where am I? Oh, here we go. I lost myself over there. All right, so right there we have the Combat Lifesaver, FEMA. This is another one I have sitting in my frame. This is a Combined Joint Specialist Task Force patch. That was me. I am Quartermaster Corps. So that is on that sleeve. And then in the front, let's see, we have Ground Combat Driver, Max Pro, Tanks on Tires. This is a patch that I made. I designed, and I had made so I could put it on because what we are is an armored vehicle. We have a turret with a gun that's on a different patch. But so we are tanks on tires. That's basically what it is. So death before dismount is a very kind of I don't want to say famous or common saying with military. It has to do with like helicopters, planes, things like that. Death before dismount. So I wanted to put death before dismount on a patch. Task Force Yankee was my task force. That's what we did. U.S. Army Mission Team. The YD, the skull is what we had on our truck. We painted that on the truck. That right there is the Massachusetts Army National Guard symbol. That is back there. It's a unit symbol. So all of that was part of me. Down on the bottom is just a U.S. Army patch. On the other side in the front, I have Force Protection. So this is MRAP, CAT 1 and 2, OpNet, Cougar, Force Protection. That is the school I went to, and that's what that is. That's a Cougar. That's what I drove for my school, my teaching. I was on the fire team in Camp Black Horse. So it's U.S. Army Combat Rescue Fire. That's for that. I was also a firefighter in there. And the reason that's on there is because I was the one in charge of the fire truck. I drove it. I was the only driver for the fire, for the engine. So that's why I put that on there, because it has to do with driving, just like this, which is Combat Ambulance, Camp Black Horse. And then it says driver down there. And my, again, is a Cougar. Our ambulance was a Cougar, and I was the only driver for that. Remember, I had to take a helipad, bring a Bulgarian soldier to the helipad for a medevac, and that's what I drove him in right there. So that's on that. On the back now, I have a big patch, and it's just Task Force Yankee, my thing. Combat Veteran, 26th Brigade is what I was, with the YD OEF. That is a picture of my rig. I drew this picture because I wanted to have it tattooed, and I still haven't done it, but I want to. So I put my big patch right on there. So now I have a pilot style, like how they have their bombers, but I have it for operator for MRAP. So I think it's awesome. I think it came out great. It's literally my entire mission, basically. Everything I did, how I trained to get there, what I drove, what I did, who I did it for, the things I became a part of out there. And it's just really cool. So I've been dying to have it done. So if you're like I don't care if you're a tank driver, they might have jackets. Tank drivers might have jackets. But MRAP guys, we don't get them. So I designed 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then the big patch on the back. Those are all my designs. Everything else is actual patches from just what I did. So like that's an actual FEMA patch. I didn't have to design that. But it's awesome, man. It's awesome. So if you're a veteran and you have no way to say, this is what I did, this was my mission. So people ask all the time, what'd you do over there? Well, guess what I did? So I was a driver, and not just that, but I'm proud of it. I have a ton of pride knowing that I graduated from this school to do this. That's what I did. And I have no problems displaying that because it's something worth being proud of. Just absolutely fantastic. It came out great. I had this old Chinese lady at it's called BOS Sewing in Sierra Vista, Arizona. She's the one who took care of everything. She put them on there. She did a great job. Looks awesome. I know this is a video that most of you guys are like, well, who cares? And if you didn't serve and if you were in something where you don't get the cool jackets like a pilot does, then something like this is going to be like, yeah, hell yeah, I want something like that, because we did what we did, and you know, you have the right to be proud of that. So I got my jacket. I'm very happy. That's it for this one. Hi, I'm Donnie all day. Till next video.